to for me. This is going to be about what kind of things they just don't tell you, what they believe, what their situation is, whatever comes up in the cards, we gonna talk about it. Here's the tea. All right. So this is the pilot. Let's see how this goes, and you guys let me know how you feel. I have a few decks here, Gemini, that we're going to be using, right? I'm going to be pulling from each of these decks. And I'm also going to be pulling some messages here for what they may want to tell you that they don't tell you. Also, Gemini, please go ahead and like this video. Okay, it really helps with the algorithm. And if this doesn't seem to resonate with you, these messages, then that's fine. Check out your moon rising and your Venus. All right, so let's get started. And let's pull from these oracle cards, okay? So this video is only going to be about maybe, because I kind of spent a lot of time talking, but this is probably going to be about 8 or 9 minutes, so it's not going to be a long video. Like I said, this is not the traditional reading, all right? So let's see, angels. This is for Gemini and their person. Gemini and their person, their love interest. What doesn't this person tell Gemini? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? Wow. Okay. So, Gemini, we have longing. This is someone who's really longing for you. They're aching, pinning. They just can't get enough of you, Gemini. They long for you very much. You have infatuation, adoration. They adore you. They're very addicted to you. The devil card comes up for me. Compulsion. They fantasize about you, Gemini. You have clinging. They're still holding on to you. See, they're obsessing over you, and they're watching you. All right. Moving forward. So now we're going to pull from the True Divine Counterparts check-in. All right. So these are actual messages. What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them, Spirit? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? Gemini's person. What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? All right, guys. So we have self-respect. A boundary is not a barrier. The way you treated me hurt me. A healthy boundary was a necessity. So even though they're feeling all of this, someone may hurt the other person. Keep in mind, you could still, switch it up, vice versa. Somebody feels like they need to respect themselves at this point. They needed to put up a barrier. They needed to put up their boundaries in this situation. Somebody's exercising self-respect. You have peace. I cannot do any more. So someone's kind of surrendering to the situation. This definitely gives me like twin flame energy. Okay. Wow. And then they say, I still want you. So even though you may feel rejected by this person, Gemini, this person is still wanting you very much. Okay. They still want you regardless. Even if someone set up boundaries, they just did it to protect themselves, but they still want you. So remember, these messages may not be for everyone, right? This is just for the Gemini energy that's being picked up. All right. Let's see. What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them, Spirit? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? Wow, they say that they still feel the pain. They still feel the pain, Gemini. What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? I can't be with you. Okay. So that could be because of this pain, this betrayal, or it could be because there's a third party. What does this person want to say to Gemini? What don't they tell Gemini? What does this person want to say to Gemini? I miss being with you. Okay. I miss being with you. In bottom of the deck, you have You Inspire Me. Nice. Moving on. So this is going to give us a little bit more specific message about what the situation is, or what is it concerning, and if there may be contact. Okay. What does doesn't Gemini's person tell them, Spirit? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? Delays ahead. There's delays ahead. If you're wanting to know what's going on, especially with this third party. You have a growing bond. You have smothering. What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? A third party is involved, Gemini. So this is what they would want to tell you. Although they feel all of this with you, somebody just is staying away because there's someone else involved, okay? So, not for all of you, but for most of you, right? Angels, what doesn't Gemini's person tell them? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? They say that walking away was so hard. They say that you made me see a side of myself that they do not like. What does Gemini's person keep from them, Spirit? What does Gemini's person keep from them? They regret how they handle things. They are always reminded of you. Let's pull from this one. What does Gemini's person want to tell them? Or what don't they tell them? I am madly in love with you. And give me one more chance. Very interesting. All right, so let's pull a few of these tarot cards. This is going to be a less than 10-minute video. Wow. Some of you could be dealing with the Pisces, but you have the High Priestess here. So they want to tell you that on an intuitive level, they know what's going on. They know that there's a third party. Okay. They also want to tell you that maybe someone could be involved with a Pisces, but they want to tell you that they feel a very spiritual connection to you. They dream about you. They fantasize about you with the Seven of Cups. What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them, Spirit? What doesn't Gemini's person tell them? The King of Wands. This could be a fire sign. All right. So, Gemini, this is someone who still wants you very badly. The King of Wands is someone who, still very passionate, determined about you. They still have hope that you guys can be together one day. You are the light in their darkness, especially if this is someone who has issues, they're going through something. Third party doesn't always have to be a person. It could be talking about, some type of third factor, addictions, traumas, whatever the case may be. But they still have hope that you and them will be together one day. You are their dream man or their dream woman, Gemini, okay? So that's what we got, Gemini. Let me know what you think about this series of, what they don't tell you or...